Hokey dokey. Joining me now, it's a real pleasure to have on my show, introducing the delectable Lyra on my show. How are we doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Yeah, great. It's lovely to have you on my show today. And your accent might give it away, but where are you in the world right now?
So I'm from Ireland originally. I'm still from Ireland. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't bait that out. But I'm actually in Brighton at the moment. Could you
Oh,
believe it?
oh, nice. Wow, a nice part of the world.
Yeah, yeah, it is lovely. I came over a few days early before I start the tour because I don't really like flying, even though it's only an hour long flight. I don't really like flying close to show times. My voice gets a bit dry, especially on Ryanair. You know how it is. So here I am.
Fantastic. And Lyra, I'm not, is that your real name or is it just a stage name?
So my first name actually is Laura, but Lyra is one of my names. So I just decided to use that as my actual stage name because I think it's a bit more interesting.
Yeah, it's certainly got a ring to it, doesn't it? Stands out.
It, yeah, for sure. And it's nice and short.
Cool. And how was life growing up with music? Have you always been surrounded with music, in your family?
Yeah, always like, being an Irish family, we're always in like sing songs, like you name it. My sister's up banging on the piano, I'm up belting out the tunes, my mom's on the harmonies, like that's just the way I was raised. Good old Lockins in Ireland too. There's always a good sing song session down there. So it's something that I've grown up with forever. Um, I suppose something that I never thought that maybe would become a career for me because surrounded with such amazing singers that I thought it was just something that I do as a hobby, as a pastime. And then when I started writing music and I wrote a song for my nan, that's when things all changed. And I said, let's give it a go. It's the only thing that makes me like extremely, extremely, extremely happy in life. So I said, why
That's
not?
amazing. And I read somewhere like poetry inspired you as well, and Enya as well.
I love Enya. And can we just say, she lives in a castle. She's not doing too bad. I mean, that is pretty bougie. I'm not going to lie. So she's pretty cool. I mean, her compositions are next level and
Mm.
her songwriting is next level. So, I mean, I couldn't touch the sides on that. So she's
Mm.
a massive inspiration for me. Um, yeah, I suppose all Irish artists love a bit of Enya. I'm not going to lie.
And Enya's music as well been sampled very heavily in like hip hop R&B music, the Orinoco
Mm,
flow and everything.
yeah, jazz. Might take a bit of Lyra. I'd be like, here, do you want some of this for your sample? Make it go
Brilliant.
viral.
Now,
Here we go.
we're here to talk about your brand new single. It's called Queen. Am I right?
That's the one. I
And
love
it's
her.
a it's,
I
it's
love
a
her so
strike it's a striking new single. It's got real good bass on the beats. The track's quite phenomenal.
thank you so much. I do love Queen. I think she's one of my favorite tracks from the album. I know you're not supposed to have favorite children, but I do. It's Queen. And I don't know, she was a massive turning point for me in my life, to be quite honest with you, because I just came out of a massive breakup relationship where I basically was told that I wasn't good enough, and that was that. And it kind of really, I struggled with my confidence a lot. At the start of my music career, I was told I wasn't good enough, and now I was in a relationship where I was told I wasn't good enough, and I constantly felt like I had to be somebody else in order for people to accept me. And this was a point where I was like, you know what? Enough is enough. This is my life, and I have to live it how I want to live it and how I truly am. So I was like, we're all queens of our own destiny. So I wanted to write a song that gave me that confidence that I needed to come out of this shell of mine that I was hiding in. So I wrote Queen.
Well, good for you. And I know it's a bit of a girl power anthem. It embraces female empowerment, but I know you wanted it to connect with everyone, so everyone can relate to the
Yeah,
song.
definitely. Like, I think queens come in all different shapes, sizes, and sexes. Like we're all queens secretly. And it's not about any one sex. It's about just making whoever's listening to it feel like they don't need anything in life by themselves. Like live your life without judgment. I'm not one for you know, judging a book by its cover, or, you know, having my opinion on somebody else's choices in life. It's their life. And I feel like if you get that from that song, then that's fantastic. Take from it what you need and just dance your barnacles off.
It's a very good quality to have that, Lyra. Well done. And who did you
Thank you.
work with on this track as well?
So this song I done with my good friend Phil Cook. I love Phil. He actually has a few songs on the album because we actually have like a friendship as well as like a working relationship. And I start a lot of my songs just sitting at home on my sofa by myself in my jammies, just bleeding my heart out to my iPad. And I feel very confident bringing them to Phil in a very raw form and
Mm.
saying, this is an idea I have. Tell him all about it. Tell him how I hear it sounding. And he really helps me to craft it into what you hear today. Like, he is amazing at me saying, you know, I really want the start of it to almost feel like we're in a church because, you know, I'm Irish, I'm Catholic, I was reared in a church, but sometimes the church can have a bit of judgment too. And I was like, I wanted to start sounding like we're in a church. And then I wanted to go from there. And he just gets it. He just gets me to a T. So it was Phil Cook for this one. And I'm so happy to have him in my life.
It's good to have a bond with someone just to you know, guide you, you know, if you're
Yeah,
struggling with ideas.
exactly. It is.
I wanted to ask you as well. Someone described you as a multi-instrumentalist. What instruments can you play?
I mean, this line does actually make me laugh my barnacles off because I can like play instruments like to get myself by. Like I can play a few chords on the guitar if I need to write something, or, you know, bang out a small bit on the keys. I started off in the drums when I was in school, and then obviously being Irish, I went down to the bodhrán and the tin whistle. But like, I know there are multi instruments there, but like when I hear multi instruments, I think of someone who's like la 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 ding 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 ding, and that is not me. I'm literally like I'm scraping myself by there. I'm scraping myself by, but yeah, I can get by on them.
You're an all-rounder, aren't you? You're a performer, because I know you like to sing and dance as well.
I love to perform. I think like a lot of people say like, oh, why don't you play on stage? But I just get so like caught up in the performance element of it and like looking out into the audience and seeing who's there and interacting with them. I don't really want to hide myself behind anything. So I really just stand there, center, and you know, my main instrument is my voice. So I kind of let that shine through a bit more. And
Mm.
I do love dancing. I can't dance to save my life, but I love dancing. And I always do it like on stage. I look back at videos and I'm like, what song are you dancing to? Because it's not the one that you're singing. What's going on?
Mm.
But I just love it. I can't stop myself. It makes me feel great.
That's good. I spoke to Nadia the other day. She's your support artist when you're going on tour, and she told me you
Yeah.
you kept a certain Beyonce off the top of the charts.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I can't still believe it, so it's weird. So myself, it's such a funny story, right? Because in Ireland they call me the Bandon Beyonce. Bandon is where I was born, or like Beyonce with a Cork accent, or the Irish Beyonce. So then my album was dropping, and then Beyonce decides to drop her physical album on the same day. And I was like, Beyonce, would you give me a break? You have 15,000 albums. This is my one. And I kind of was like, well, look, that's what happens. Let's enjoy album week anyway. Beyonce is obviously going to be number one. Let's just have fun with the whole I'm battling Beyonce. Like, who could ever say that? And then came Friday when the Irish album charts are announced, and I was number one and she was number two, and I nearly died.
Wow, wow, that's
Yeah,
incredible. Wow,
it was so
great
cool.
story that is. Thanks for
Yeah.
sharing that. Looking at the cover art for Queen as well, it seems like you had a lot of fun, you know, doing the photo shoots and everything.
Yeah. I love photo shoots. Like, I love fashion. I love dressing up. I love any opportunity to go a bit dramatic.
Mm.
So I love stuff to shoot. Like, it is hard work. My friends always like, oh, but sure, all you're doing is shopping online. I'm like, I'm not just shopping online. I was like, if you can find outfits like this online shopping, you let me know where you're shopping, because I'm literally like traipsing through like everything. But I love fashion, and it's so much fun to style your own shoots. And
Mm.
I suppose, you know, I have to feel happy and confident in what I'm wearing. So that's why I like the style myself. And I do have to tell you though, those fake nails kept falling off for the entire shoot. I think there's even one of them had to be photoshopped on because it was just gone. There was no sign of it. We lost.
People don't realise, you know, what goes into the aesthetics of performances, do they?
I know, yeah. The costumes. My mum's attic is just full of my costumes now, like
Mm.
full. To
It's
so
good. It's good to have a
that,
wardrobe. And someone else
yeah,
described you as a fashionista. High fashion as well plays a big part in your life. And being in that
yeah.
department, do you see fashion being fast? It comes in and out so quickly.
Yeah, it does. Like it comes in and out. It also does go around in circles, which
Mm,
is that it can have kind of the boat elements of it. Like, you know, I see pictures of my mom now and I'm like, oh my God, your jumper's stunning. And she's like, oh my God, I threw that out ages ago. But so it does come back in cycles. But also, unfortunately, we are seeing a lot of fast fashion as well, which, you know, people are buying and dumping and
mm,
buying and dumping. You know, a lot of my outfits, well, not like yeah, a lot of my outfits. I try to buy them on like Depop or Vinted, like secondhand stores
mm,
off other people, or like eBay, and then get this amazing alteration woman called Carmen that I have to like cut them into leotards and make gloves. And I really love that element of
mm,
my styling and my fashion, and it's something I really want to try and incorporate for
mm.
as long as I can, really. I'm sure it's quite funny because I buy dresses and then people just don't know. Then I just turn them into leotards and wear them on stages, or they could be on posters and they're after selling it for like $8.99 on Depop.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
mad.
And here to talk about your headline tour. How excited are you for this? You got about 3 or 4 dates here in the
Yeah.
UK.
So there's 4 dates in the UK, which I'm very excited about because I suppose, you know, being an Irish artist, I'm well established over there and I'm well known. So to come over to the UK where I'm an up and coming artist and, you know, I get to relive the experience again of kind of starting out and getting to meet people and getting to know people. And, you know, a lot of people over here maybe have only heard me on Spotify and it'll be their first time experiencing coming to see me perform live, which, as I said already, is my favorite place to be where people can get to know me, get to know behind the music, and really enjoy the night together.
Hmm,
So I'm really looking forward to seeing some new faces and meeting people.
amazing. And what can people expect from these shows, from your shows?
So a lot of bad dancing, loads of it.
Ah,
Absolutely. Some great songs without blowing my own trumpet. It is a great set list. It's full of something for everyone. You'll hear live vocals. I think all my vocals are live,
mm,
and I love that. And I love getting up there and showing people, you know, I'm here for them as much as I'm there for me, and I will give everything on stage to make sure that they have a great night and a great experience. So, and they get to join the Weird Club because that's what it is up on the road with me. It's the Weird Club.
lovely. So you told us like what people can expect from your shows. Get yourself a ticket, listeners. Um,
Yeah.
and I know you played the Free Olympia Theatre and the Cork Opera House at full capacity. How was that experience?
The Cork Opera House one was weird because being from Cork, I always used to go to the Panto when I was younger in the Cork Opera House. And so I'd obviously be like a spectator, like looking at the stage and
Mm,
always being like, I wonder what dressing rooms are like, etc. And then to go there and to play there, and not only just to play there, but to sell out 2 shows at the Opera House was pretty mind blowing for me. And it was a big moment for me and my family to kind of sit back and evaluate how far I have come on this journey. You know, they've always been behind me all the way. You know, when I wanted to give up, they pulled me up, and it was a lovely moment to share with them that I've played the Cork Opera House. Obviously, the Three Olympia in Dublin is an iconic venue where, you know, one week it's me and the next minute it's Tate McRae, or, you
mm.
know, it's somebody international. So, you know, to be up on that stage and selling out 2 nights there as well, it blows my mind and just makes me very grateful that people are showing up for me, because without an audience, I'm just another singer songwriter. So it means a lot to me.
That's good. Being an established artist, I wanted to ask, is no day the same as every day different? you know, your usual daily routine?
Yeah, it's not the same ever. Like even like when I went on the Irish tour and that was 22 show dates, you'd think that all those 22 dates would be the same because it's like same soundcheck time, same stage time, but never, never in a month of
Mm.
Mondays is it the same, which I thoroughly enjoy. I love the experience of like making new memories every second of my life and really trying to embrace that. I do find it really hard when I come off tour and like if there's a point like in January, I've like 2 weeks where I don't have anything on and it scares me.
Mm.
So I'm like, what am I going to do? Whereas like now in between like the tour and in between like shows, I have the outfits for the next shows to organize, the production for the next show to organize. I'm always doing something. So the turning off points is what scares me the most. It's
Mm.
very weird.
Mm. Again, like people don't realize the preparation to input what these
Mm.
shows, you know.
Yeah, loads like
Mm.
all the rehearsal, getting the set list together. Like I could change the set list about 4 times before I ever put on a show just to make sure that it flows in the right way for the
Mm.
audience and custom making outfits, which takes up a lot of time,
Mm.
and getting your staging together. And it takes also keeping yourself in tip top shape because there's nothing worse than being sick when you're on the road. And like I decided a couple of days ago that I'd try my first 5K run in forever. I hate running. And my knee started getting sore. So I had to stop that because you have to be mindful that
Mm.
you're going on tour, people have paid for tickets. You can't be injured, you can't be sick. So there's a lot of prep goes behind the scenes, I suppose.
Of course. And being a popular girl from Ireland, what's the most unusual place you have been recognised in? You know, like a supermarket or service station or airport?
In Deals actually. Uh I was in Deals buying Halloween decorations for my nieces and nephews, and a girl came up to me and she's like, "Oh my God, are you Lyra?" And I was there with like scarecrows everywhere, pumpkins. Just like, what in the name of God is she doing? That was a very funny moment for me and for her.
Mm. Sounds very memorable. And
I love it.
what pearls of wisdom would you like to give to someone chasing their dreams? I always say this, but like in any field.
You know what? I wish I had this myself sooner, but you really, really have to be yourself. You have to be the best version of yourself that you can be because my mom always said to me, like, you never apologize for being you and you never have to compromise for being you. And you'll always be enough to the world if you are just you. And I feel like we're kind of at the moment in a place where we're very much influenced by social media and our surroundings. And we all are trying to be that somebody who we're looking at. Why not just be yourselves?
Mm.
Why
Mm.
not? And
Unique.
that's something that took me a long time to learn. And it's only when I did that I started really becoming Lyra.
Course. I wanted to ask you as well, just a few more questions to go. You
Yeah.
mentioned Beyonce, but what music do you playlist on your smartphone at present you like to listen to in your spare time?
At the moment, I'm listening to a lot of Griff. I think she's great. I love her music. It's very pumpy,
Mm.
boppy kind of. I love London Grammar. I think her voice is just
Mm.
stunning. So I listen to a lot of that. Also I love on Fridays, which I will be doing later, going through New Music Fridays and finding new artists. It's like I find it so much fun.
Mm.
Just to I don't look at the list. I just put on New Music Friday, I close my eyes and I just go through the songs and I might just hear something that I like and I'll look up and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go investigate her now or him or whatever artist it is. I love finding new music.
Mm. Mm. It's funny you mentioned London Grammar. You know, when you're doing your day-to-day activities, you're running, you got your earpods in. I was actually listening to Hell to the Liars, which is a song from there.
Oh,
And I was just in my zone. It just transfixed me, like, you know, and people looking at me as if, what's wrong with him?
the story of my life. That is story of my life. Her voice would actually send you into another
Mm.
universe.
It
Beautiful.
sends you
It's
into the
stunning.
zone, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's stunning.
Yeah. Back to you now. Do you have any shout outs to give to those who've helped you, fans or followers? Would you just like to say a few words to them?
Well, obviously my family, who are my number ones, and to be quite honest, if it wasn't for my sister, I probably wouldn't have started singing because I always love to do what she does. She's my oldest sister. So thanks for inspiring me to be a singer, to my mom and dad to keep me going, to pick me up when I really did want to give up a few times, and they knew how much I had to give before I decided to throw the towel in. So thank you for keeping me going. To my brother, who continuously puts a laugh on my face. I could be have the hardest day in the music industry or in life, and he continuously puts a smile on my face. And then obviously my team, who are this team that I have at the moment, accepted me for exactly who I am, who I wanted to be. They've accepted me as a woman in the music industry, as an artist. They believed in my weirdness, my uniqueness, my loud voice, my bad diction, and they really embraced who I am. So without them, I wouldn't have been able to bring out this material because I would still pretending that I'm something that I'm not.
Mm.
So thank you to them. And lastly, to everyone who listens to my music and comes to my shows. Without you guys, I'm just a singer-songwriter, a girl who likes to sing. But with you guys, I really become Lyra. So thank you so much.
Some very kind words there, Lyra. You're doing really well for yourself. On Spotify, you're hitting 22, 23 million streams. That's really impressive.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
No worries. Yeah, I just want to say thank you very much for a great interview. I just wanted to ask, in life as well, what do you 100% believe in?
Love. I do.
That's good.
100% believe in love. Feel like if we spread enough of it, we'd be in a whole lot better place.
Very nice words. And also for me to do is play your new single. Would you like to introduce it on the show? So my name's Danny Sun, and this is just a Danny Sun radio show.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Lyra. You're listening to Danny Sun, and I am so excited for you to listen to my new single, Queen.
Thank you very much for joining me today, Lyra. It has been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much, lovely, and enjoy the rest of your day.
And yourself too.